Amazing evening, Nigeria. Welcome to Updates with Precious. A beautiful day to talk about things that happen for inside the country. My name is Precious Inye. It always excites my belly to bring on an update of things that happen for the country. So very quickly, my lesson in on some things where they share for inside the country. But Nigerians, waiting Wike do on herself now because people just started remembering Wike and his wife today, and they've started dragging the wife. The on account they drag Wike wife. Waiting she do now. Waiting she do. Justice Ebelechi Suzette Wike. What did she do to you people? But before I get them, make I just tell you some things really hot. So, courts don't overrule Nnamdi Kanu on jurisdiction, order him to enter in defense quickly. Nnamdi Kanu don't take over, as in lawyers don't withdraw from the trial. So now him go use his hand face in case. And then Nnamdi Kanu courts don't summon Wike, Buratai, T.Y. Danjuma, Uzodinma, and others as witnesses. And he gets a specified number of days for them to come enter as witnesses. Blasphemy, implementing Sharia law for inside Nigeria, they barbaric. US lawyer, Stutzman, now he don't they talk. He don't blast Nigeria. Say, what you they do now blasphemy. How on go say on be secular state, then on they implement Sharia law. Say that kind one, now blasphemy. What in concern you? Are you a Nigerian? And people they tell them. Now, free Nnamdi Kanu protest why we arrested Sharia, that one day we will look into them. INEC, Amok Piton don't resume as INEC chairman. He don't make promises to Nigerians on how he be say he go use rule as the INEC chairman. As even at that, the federal government through President Bola Ahmed Tinubu don't tell and say, Oga, I want free, fair, and credible elections. That's what Tinubu don't task Oga Amok Piton. All right, make we enter inside other issue. Senate don't, ask for tougher oversight to boost transparency for inside procurement. Now we remember, so we could do tougher oversight. Now we know say procurement is an issue. Where would they, lift prices? Now we know. Well, it's interesting to note that Senate they look into them. Peter Obi reacts to IMF reports, laments Nigeria's absence among Africa's fastest growing economies. So why Nigeria no go there for Africa fastest growing economies? Meanwhile, still as it gets to do with 2027, Agbakoba don't talk. That is Oga Olisi Agbakoba. He talks say 2027 now one last peaceful opportunity. That is peaceful opportunity and turning point to fix Nigeria. If citizens miss out for 2027, say the consequences will be chaotic. It will be chaos. APC weaponizes hunger against Nigerians. PDP chieftain Ogidi. Now in the talk that one. And then Chibika Mechi don't talk about 2027. He said in experience as Rivers State Governor, make him the best ADC aspirant. Say now he's supposed to be the best because for what he do for Rivers State, now he's supposed to be the best person who go rule Nigeria. They see Tinubu as father of Nigeria. Akpabio explains senators' defection. They see Tinubu as say all the people where they defect. Say they're not they defect because of say anything, no, not because they see our president as the father of the nation, and everybody wants to align with the father. You understand that kind of thing? So not be saying anything, not be saying people they want one party system. No, they see Tinubu as the father of the country. Now what's make it be like that? Meanwhile, yes, so we couldn't talk. So well, they take very bold decisions and say heaven no go fall. That's where go make heaven fall. Make it just a fall now. Thank you so much for joining me for Inside the Studio today. They always suit my belly to bring on a matter them way they happen and share for the country. Joining me for Inside the Studio now, Barrister Manki Tenen Esquire. Barrister, thank you so much for obliging me again this evening. Thank you so much, sir. Welcome.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Before I begin asking you about what's in the happen for Nigeria, now our tradition always to put mouth for some of these stories than where they trend, so that we go down, jump into some matters than where they trend for the country, right? So I could just touch on some issues. So today, the Federal High Court for Abuja, of course, led by Justice James Omotosho, don't overrule the leader of IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, on his argument that the courts lack jurisdiction to try him on alleged terrorism charge. Say courts then be not talk and say because they be don't free him before. Say courts not supposed to try him again. But James Omotosho say, oh, God, fashion that one way they talk. Enter your defense also. So he himself don't already say go enter. In fact, the judge adjourned the trial until October 24 for the IPOB leader to open defense. So it expects, say, by tomorrow, it go open in defense. As so they talk to you now, all the lawyers don't step aside. Now they handling case by himself. Now him they start in defense tomorrow. And say for that defense where he start, he calls some mighty men in valor as in witnesses. He called Plenty people, Nyesom Wike, your brother, they there. Your cousin, Hope Uzodinma, they there. Babajide Sanwoolu, they there. Buratai, they there. T.Y. Danjuma, they there. People plenty will be say call. And court too, don't summon those people. They say, oh, you're not going to appear because they bring on as witness, not going to appear face the witnesses. Before we talk about how they use our story today, I'd like you to speak, not to sound subjudice. People go on understand the possibility of a defendant defending himself for inside the case as his own lawyer, as in lawyers don't back down now. And then waiting with the possibilities, these people then will call to come standing as witness, they will really come. If they don't come, waiting will happen. Legally speaking, make it help us understand the matter, sir.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Very well. Crystal clear. I can hear you very well. It's very clear, sir.
I don't know. Your volume.
I can hear
you. It's a bit low.
It's crystal clear.
All right. Let me go on.
Okay, sir.
But you're not very audible to me, unlike the other time. But let me go on. What is going on? What is going on in Nigeria is, as far as I'm concerned, a show of shame and an embarrassment to the international community. There's a video, I did a video yesterday wherein I took up my professional organization in Nigeria. That is the Nigerian Bar Association. It's very unfortunate that Nigerian Bar Association, I give a practical example. In 2014, the law we practice here in Nigeria, we copied it from UK. That is our foundation, Commonwealth law practice. And in 2014, that was January, something very dramatic happened in the history of the Commonwealth law. For the first time, like in UK, you have barristers and solicitors, they are different. Unlike what we have in Nigeria, wherein the two positions are fused together. In UK, you are either a barrister or a solicitor. They are different things altogether. Now, for the first time, when you talk about the issue of demonstration, people use the weapon of demonstration to attract public attention to what has been discussed internally, and it appears not to be receiving the appropriate response. So they amplify, they use demonstration as a kind of amplifier to drive home the point and call in the entire public to be witness to the evil or something wrong that is about to be done. Now, in UK, the defense of the poor, which is seen as a benchmark, the justice delivery system, is taken very seriously and is handled by the best mind, the QCs or the Queen's Counsel. I know they are well earned, like you have the senior advocate in our own jurisdiction, that is the Queen's Counsel. So there's a budgetary allocation from which a kind of fund from which they are paid. And then Chris Hani, then, who was the Justice Secretary, wanted to tamper with that money. I think it was about 200 and something million pounds. So he wanted to whittle it down. Lawyers, barristers, and solicitors of Wales and England came together. For the first time in the history of the English law, they went on demonstration in their wig and gown. It was historic. And they want to force the hand of the government not to tamper with that one. Now, something very dramatic happened. That was in August at the Nigerian Bar Association conference in Enugu. Dr. Obi Ezekwesili, threw a challenge to my professional organization. I made it very clear that we are at the peak of professionalism. We are at the head. When we talk about professional representation, lawyers are number one. But that what is happening in Nigeria is equivalent to abandonment of responsibility by the privileged class, led by us lawyers. He was comparing the level, when you talk about the weaponized poverty that is in Nigeria, and the reality of the wealth that is in this nation, and what is actually happening. And she threw that challenge to us. In fact, I expected that the body of lawyers in Nigeria is supposed to take up this matter of Nnamdi Kanu. Let me say very straight to you, as a lawyer, any lawyer who argues otherwise, that person needs an attention upstairs from neck up. I can say that without looking back. Because the issue of Nnamdi Kanu has even been taken by the Kenyan courts. And there's what we call extraordinary rendition. Is an international crime. You cannot, what happened to Nnamdi Kanu was a kidnap. There was no procedure that was followed, which is due process of extradition. Nothing. And so, like you talk about Nnamdi Kanu summoning some persons, I think Malami is among them.
Yes, so
Malami was the Attorney General. Yes, he was the Attorney General when Nnamdi Kanu, yes, was extraordinary rendition. And he was bragging, jumping up and down, moving from place to place, you know, kind of carrying out some celebration that they have been able to capture Nnamdi Kanu. When the realities came down and the means to which Nnamdi Kanu came into question, we were expecting that Nigeria will be able to do that which is civil or expected of it as a responsible member of the international community. But unfortunately, we had a leader then, that is the person of Buhari, who appeared to be on a kind of vendetta. You know, it was under Buhari that they proscribed IPOB. It was the same Malami who jumped to court under ex parte.
And the proscription happened very quickly, very, very fast.
Now, let me say this to you.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to lay a foundation which I want you to pay particular attention to. And that is why I insist that Nigeria is overripe for revolution. Now, the concept of justice is very relevant and very important. When we talk about rule of law, the hallmark of the concept of justice is founded on the principle of rule of law. And that is the fact that nobody is above the law. Everybody is subject to the law, no matter your class, no matter your age, no matter your size. Keep every consideration you can put into account aside. Law is supreme, and everybody is subject to it. That is where rule of law prevails. And that is the hallmark of any responsible society. And so, as far as I am concerned, Nnamdi Kanu has no business undergoing any form of trial. No court can try him on that foundation of extraordinary rendition. No court has jurisdiction to try him. In fact, I will tell you, in 2022, the Court of Appeal in Nigeria make that that clear and remarkable position. In fact, there are better heads at the Court of Appeal in Nigeria than the Supreme Court in recent time. Because it was the same Court of Appeal that, considering the issue when this so-called life bencher called Wike was creating the crisis in Rivers State, that was seeking to create or force a state of emergency in Rivers State, caused that the fund of Rivers State should be seized. And Court of Appeal said, you cannot stifle the people of Rivers State because there is a political disagreement. You must give them their funds so that they can develop. How do you want the civil servant to be paid and all whatnot? Do you know that the Supreme Court overturned this thing because the Supreme Court of Nigeria is in the pocket of Wike? I'm very sorry to say that, but I'm saying it based on authority and reality on the ground.
You're a lawyer, or how can you be saying this? If Wike
I'm saying this to see, let me tell you. This, what I'm telling you, because there are some it's so unfortunate that is where we are in Nigeria. I'm saying it very clear to you. Anybody, see, let me not digress so much. Let's start from that point of the using the instrument of law to declare IPOB a terrorist organization. Do you know that this evening, I stumbled over an old interview granted by Lai Mohammed. And Lai Mohammed was saying that Boko Haram and IPOB has been proscribed as terrorist organization, and bandits have not been proscribed, that they are just mere criminals. Yes. Meanwhile, these so-called bandits, the most interesting thing about them is that they are not Nigerians. These are foreign terrorists. That Buhari opened gates and allowed them to come into Nigeria. You've heard of this man, Bala Mohammed. He is the governor of Bauchi State. Till now I'm talking to you. Bala Mohammed granted an interview wherein he called in these Islamists that they should come from all over Africa to Nigeria, that Allah gave them Nigeria at their traditional headquarters. I'm not telling you stories. Oh yeah. I will give you, I will send the link. Watch it, listen to it, you can share it with everybody. A live video that is there till today. And I can tell you for free, till now, these terrorists have not been declared a terrorist organization in Nigeria. That's why I have insisted that what brought Tinubu to office is to plunge evil alliance. Alliance with terrorists and alliance with imperialists. Alliance with terrorists is that while the political class will hold to political power, the terrorists, they are working in alliance with them to suppress Nigeria. As I'm talking to you now, there is systematic genocide going on. You heard of the call by that US senator that Nigeria should be designated.
I have another one that's coming up now. There is one, the lawmaker today. You know what he said? He said that, in fact, he blasted Nigeria for practicing what he called barbaric Sharia law as a secular state.
Oh, sure. Oh, sure. Because
Sharia law is he Nigeria? It's not his business now.
You know what? Like, Nigeria is supposed to be a secular state, right?
Exactly. Yes, sir.
And when you talk about secularism, which is section 10, yes, that's why when people talk about that, they don't have any respect for the constitution. See, let me say to you, globally, there is nowhere in the world that constitutionalism and Sharia dwell together. It does not exist. Do you understand? Because Sharia has no respect for rule of law. It has no respect for democracy, nor its institutions. That's where Sharia is. I live in the city of Port Harcourt. In Port Harcourt here, I can tell you that I have accused Wike that he sold the state. And what they do is that whatever access he wants to phone, they will give him free, so long you are ready to sell your people out. And that's exactly what happened in Rivers State. Because what Wike did in Rivers State is unthinkable in the eyes of the law. I call it constitutional fraud stroke atrocities, what he did in Rivers State. And he still used the court to justify it. This is where people need to wear their thinking cap. Because what is happening in Nigeria now is that these people are now using the law as instrument of oppression, suppression, and repression. And once law is used for these three purposes, you know that that system is gone. It's as if it is a hopeless situation. That is exactly where we are in Nigeria. If Nigeria were to be a democratic state, a country that respects rule of law, there is no way a person like Nnamdi Kanu can go on trial. And my position is very clear. If he put up the defense, because like joke, if you were, I'm sure you were around then, you saw how they use fraudulent law to hang Kensal Wiwa. That is the kind of thing they want to do. Do you see what Wike did in Rivers State? He succeeded in the fraud that he did in Rivers State with the aid of Akpabio. Akpabio, for the first time in broad daylight, urinated on the constitution by turning clear provision of two-thirds majority to a voice vote. It's abnormal. It's a Sharia. It's what no right-thinking human being should hear of. But it happened. They use the instrument of the law as an instrument of achieving their wicked purpose. So what they are doing is this, and this is exactly where we are. You may not understand why Nnamdi Kanu is held down. Let me tell you. The reason why he is held down is that if he is free, his people will respond to him, and terrorists cannot take over their land. As far as he's in detention, they are taking over their lands in all the eastern states. I give you a practical example. I tell you, I'm in the city of Port Harcourt. Few weeks ago, I visited my client's property in the very suburb area of Port Harcourt. They call it Abara. It's part of HA. It will not take you a far distance from where I am now to get to that place. I got there in the evening, and by that time, these Fulanis, these terrorists, they were returning with their cattle from where they went to graze them. And they allowed these cattle to enter into people's farms. You know, traditionally, people don't fence their farm. You have porous boundaries. This is how it is in proper farming environment. They allow these cattle into people's farm. I was watching in outright disgust. I now understood why it is easy for these people to rape our mothers, our sisters who go to farm without security. Even if they are with security, they will kidnap them and they will use phone to call and negotiate for ransom. And if you go to the security agents, they will tell you there's nothing they can do. And most of these security agents are now presently headed by Fulanis.
So
this is the reality that we are in.
We not profiling the Fulani tribe generally, because we also know that there are sincere headers who just mind their business and graze their cows without, infiltrating or infringing on people.
Let me say this to you. Let me say this to you.
So are we not just, sir?
That era you are talking about is gone. I am talking to you now out of practical experience. That era is gone. They are now, these people that are coming in, I said these people are not Nigerians. They are foreigners. And the strangest aspect of it is that the Nigerian government is backing them against Nigerian. Okay, imagine as you are. Let's say we are from the same family. And I happen to be the head of your family. And I'm supporting invaders, terrorists, rapists to come into the family and rape my sisters because they will give me peanut or for whatever reason. That's actually what is happening in Nigeria. And the most painful aspect of it is that Nigerian government is organizing peace deal for these foreign terrorists who came to kill their people. Just a few days ago, they overran an army barrack, I think in Borno also. That is how massacre is going on in places like Jos, which was what led to this cry out by the US. This is the reality that is on the ground. I said in Port Harcourt here, they are bringing their cattle in droves. You know, the cattle is a symbolic sign of conquest. As the cattle are on ground, when you are moving around the environment, you can perceive their smell. That is a sign of conquest for them.
These people have been nomadic in nature almost all their lives, and they've been roaming around with their cattle all this while.
Sorry?
I said these people, then they're nomadic for nature, and then they're nomadic. There's a bit waka from.
No. See, abandon that idea. A court has ruled on it. There's a judgment. There's an extant judgment. I have accused Malami when he was the Attorney General. There's an extant judgment that was never appealed against open grazing in Nigeria. I will put the link on your page so that you can read it or you can share it in Nigeria. So what I was telling you is that people use the law now, law in Nigeria now. That's why there will be uprising. There's no uprising and you feel that you are obeying law, you will be there till you are killed. I mean, in Port Harcourt here, this religious idiot rose up and shouted Allahu Akbar in Port Harcourt here against a woman selling in the market that she blasphemed Allah. When they could not get her, they burned her shade in broad daylight in Port Harcourt here. Nobody was arrested today. I'm not joking. Because this state have been sold out to them by a proud son of this state. When I tell people, there are a lot of people who don't have an understanding of what is going on because they are giving him unhindered access. They are guaranteed him that whatever he does, nobody can query him. What kind of system do you operate that nobody can query you? You can do anything you want to do and you get away with it. That system is hopeless. It's hopeless. And that's exactly where we are. And that is why I am saying to Nigerians, you see this thing that's happening to Showere? You see this thing that's happening to Nnamdi Kanu? Ask yourself a simple question. If this thing could happen to this person, then who are you? Who are your relations? They are living as a conquered people. You cannot say a word. You are like a slave in your own land. So the Fulanese, now what they are doing, this majority of these people, when they came in first, they were imported into this country to support Buhari. If Jonathan did not step down, they were to be unleashed on Nigerians. El-Rufai and the rest of them, they are come out to confess what they planned and everything that they did. But when they finished, they did not send them back. When Jonathan stepped down, they did not send them back. And so that is the crisis that we are in. These people are bringing in more of them from Futajaron into Nigeria. And as we are talking to you, they are taking over the entire country. It's in their firm grip because the society rises or falls depending on security. So nobody, no single life is secured. Nowhere. You heard of that Somtomchi that died, that arrived anchor lady. I can tell you for free, the environment that lady was living is no mean environment in terms of security. It's a high-profile environment. But what happened? I told somebody sometime there was a particular young lady that was kidnapped. In debt, she was a first-class material at Abu, in Abuja there. They went into the estate and kidnapped them from their estate. And they put about how many? 15 million. Pantami, the former Pantami, you see that Pantami? He is part of this terrorist network that we're talking about. NIM. That with NIM you can be traced and all whatnot. No single terrorist have been arrested. Now, what is angering Nigeria, what is opening the eyes of Nigerians now is that while you are holding down Nnamdi Kanu, you are reintegrating foreign terrorists into the security of the country, into the Navy, Air Force, police, name them. Most of these people that are being used now against Nigerians are foreigners. They are not Nigerians. So what kind of country is this? No life is secured.
All right, sir.
And so until there is an uprising, look, we are heading for the rock. That is the only way out.
All right, sir. Going back to Nnamdi Kanu's case, what can be the possibility for him to defend himself and pursuing lawyers? Because today in lead counsel, he talk say Nnamdi Kanu withdraw in case file for their hand, say may they not do again. So say he can't write officially today to resign and commit himself for the case. So what thing don't make Nnamdi Kanu do that in one? And two, what can be the possibility of him to succeed? Because the court even promised to give him lawyers. He no agree. He saying go down by himself. What can be the possibility?
Well, which lawyer? See, let me tell you. The simple truth is that you see that man, that Omotosho, that president of the Federal High Court. You see that man? That is the man that Wike was using. All the judgment Wike was getting that turned River State upside down. That was the man that he was using. The man who even gave judgment that the governor don't have a say, cannot dictate where the State House Assembly will sit and whatever they decide, he cannot have a say, a governor of a state. The kind of unfortunate judgment order that this man was giving out. Their own.
Hello, sir. Yeah.
And it was that one they capitalized on it. And gave judgment against the government. And turned the state upside down. Supreme Court even went as far as saying that there was no government in Rivers State. Straight order lower court where the matter was about their defection, that there was no defection in Rivers State. It's used as an instrument of oppression. That is exactly where we are. Though if you have not experienced it, if you don't know it, that is what is happening in Nigeria now. So whether you like it or not, it's like somebody, if you are a premeditated mind against somebody, do you understand? You have a premeditated mind against somebody to give. There's nothing you will do. Do you know that before they hang Nnamdi, Nelson Mandela was on the way coming to Nigeria on special delegation to come and stop Abacha? They hurriedly, they even violated the provision of the law that gives a space for the judgment to be reviewed and hang him. So that before Nelson Mandela will land in Nigeria, they have completed their assignment. That is the kind of thing they want to do. Now, if you listen very carefully, the deputy speaker, Paul Kalu from Abia State, which is Nnamdi Kanu's this thing, he was telling people not to go out for that demonstration. These people have been bought over. These people have unhindered access to fund. They can get any money they want to get. So they don't represent the people. Just like the 27 lawmakers in Rivers State, they don't represent the people. They are loyal to Wike. What is happening here is abnormality, exalted to the peak. I used to call Nigeria a criminal theater of absurdities, extraordinary every day in action. That's exactly what is playing out here. It's so unfortunate, but that's the reality. In fact, somehow I pity young lawyers because I'm beginning to wonder what will happen to them. It's like you are helping a child that is winning, learning how to crawl, right? Then while that child is learning how to crawl, you now introduce a process that no, you don't crawl forward, you crawl backward. The child will be confused.
Okay, sir. So like, going back to Nnamdi Kanu case, now I been still the say what's be the possibility of him to defend himself? That's one. And then two, these witnesses were in line out. If they're not agree come now, waiting go happen. What would happen? Will he not destroy his case if they refuse to show up? To me, most of them most likely may not come. So what's the implication? So,
the most important of all of them, let him invite Malami. All right? Because the Kenyan court has ruled that Nnamdi Kanu was never arrested in Kenya. He was kidnapped. You know, there's what we call extradition. He was never extradited. That he was kidnapped. Malami should be able to tell, because even in Enugu, when the court heard, they don't know how the young... See, let me say this to you. Why I know that this thing is going to succeed, you know, the time that they combine security, Air Force, Navy, and Army, that time they went to kill him in his house, right? That they killed a lot of people in his house, inclusive of dog.
Yes.
And he mysteriously escaped and appeared in Israel.
Yes.
It's one mystery that it is only Nnamdi Kanu that will be able to narrate what happened. Till tomorrow, the Nigerian security forces are shocked. They can't explain what happened. Personally, I cannot tell you what happened. It is only Nnamdi Kanu that, because then they concluded that he was dead. But he resurfaced in Israel. Now, Buratai, no, not Buratai, Malami, who is the chief law officer, as at then, should be able to explain how this young man, you know, he was dropped. They dropped him. He should be able to explain. And then at the end of the day, if Malami, what do you call him, this Omotosho, still want to go ahead, because what needs to happen now is for Nigerians abroad to now mobilize action against the Tinubu administration. That is where we are now. There should be an effective mobilization of action against the Tinubu administration for immediate and unconditional release of this young man. That is it. And that should be coupled or backed by effective demonstration. It's so unfortunate that the body of lawyers in Nigeria is like dead now. Because somebody like Wike was able to dare the body of lawyers. I am shocked that things have become so bad as it is in Nigeria today. You know, Wike is a lawyer. Akpabio is a lawyer. Attorney General is a lawyer. These are the three persons that were responsible for the constitutional fraud and atrocities that happened in Rivers State. I don't blame the president because they are supposed to advise the president. But these are the three critical persons. It was the Senate president that violated the constitution, raped the constitution, and turned to third majority vote to voice vote.
There was something you said about the Senate president. You said the other time, you said he urinated on the constitution. What do you mean by that? Is that not
what did you say?
There was something you said about the Senate president initially. You had said he urinated on our constitution.
Good.
Why did you say that?
I said he urinated on our constitution. What he did is part of unthinkable things. The constitution, the provision of the constitution is clear that for any ratification to take place, then you are talking about approving the state of emergency, right? By section 305, there are conditions that will exist before the president can invoke the power of state of emergency. Do you understand it?
Yes, I do.
But there is no provision of the constitution that empower the president to remove a sitting governor. He lacks power to do that. Court has even heard that he cannot do that. Now, when they were now considering the issue of the approval, the first thing you do is that when it comes to the Senate, you have to take a vote to third majority of members sitting. When they realize that they cannot meet up that constitutional provision, Akpabio single-handedly twisted the constitution, turned it upside down, import into the constitution what was never written there, what was never contemplated, and turned to third majority vote to voice vote. That is the height of constitutional fraud. And that was why I used the word that he urinated on the constitution. And he should mark it.
And amounts to urinating on the constitution of Nigeria.
It amounts to urinating on the constitution because that is an abuse, a radical, open, broad daylight abuse of the constitution, which was never contemplated by the drafters of the constitution by any stretch of imagination. That is it. It is on record that Akpabio did that as the Senate president, and it will never go down well with him as far as history is concerned. Do you understand it? See, let me tell you, the power of the law resides in the fact that no matter who you are not above the law.
Okay, sir.
No matter how powerful you are, no matter how powerful you are, you must follow what we call due process, and that is anchored in the principle of rule of law. You had the story of Jeffrey Archer in United Kingdom. That he was jailed, that man that was involved in this issue with harlots. And he took them to court. And about 10 years, more than 10 years on, the truth came out that he lied on that oath. And he was jailed. He was staying in prison to write his novel. That's where law works.
All right, sir. So going back to Nnamdi Kanu case, if these people won't call out witness, no come, what's going to happen? Now,
you said what?
Going back to Nnamdi Kanu, if these people he named as witnesses refuse to come, what would happen? Waiting in the place of if they no come.
All right. If the witnesses is someone refused, okay, let me say practically, if, for instance, Malami, who I consider as the most critical witness in this matter, right? Because it is shocking that these that the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court is behaving as if he doesn't know about extraordinary rendition? Is he saying he doesn't know what extraordinary rendition means? Even in the light of the judgment of the Kenyan court? Come on.
Sir. Okay. So if they
do you understand it?
Yes, sir. So if they refuse to show up.
If Madami refuse to come,
yes, sir.
left for me, I will tell Nnamdi Kanu to leave the matter there and then let's mount pressure on this government. That's it.
Okay, so it's easy for what you just said. The reason I asked this question because of the drama we play out the past couple of days. Where it be say in lawyer, they in detention right now. They don't charge them to court, carry and go Kuje prison, remand them. Why? Say how ain't go no say a case they sub judice, then he go still on the protest for the case. Shawara today now has been arrested, and the police is saying that the reason they did it was because he had the mind to lead the protest. That everybody they caught said that he led the protest. And then again, the police is giving the excuse that they got a court injunction to stop them from proceeding beyond a particular area where it be said they no one made it near. So as in they advance past that area, they don't break the law. Be that because there's a court injunction stopping them. And that is why they're charging them to court. So we won't understand this law as they take work. Now, what's it make they ask you this question, sir?
You see, we are in the situation where you see when you raise this very question, yes, what is hitting me on my brain? What is hitting me on my brain as you are raising this question is how fraudulent our security agents have turned. That's what is striking my mind. As I'm talking to you now, genocide is going on in Nigeria. As I'm speaking to you now, genocide is going on in Nigeria. No life is secured. And the police don't have any intelligence. DSS don't have any intelligence. Army don't have any intelligence. Air Force don't have any intelligence because they are collaborators. They were supposed to serve this court injunction they say they got on Showore. The court ordered that they should serve it. They admitted that they did not serve it. They said they announced it. If court say you should serve a thing and you refuse to serve, you cut it to yourself. That means
so it's public.
You are now using the law in the way you want. Okay, look at it from this angle. They are telling you that they arrested them in the quarter they are not supposed to be. Mm-hmm. The simple question is, what harm have they caused? You look at it, because when you talk about the use of law, it's even like that's why we talk about categorization of crime. Okay, you talk about murder, you talk about capital offense, you talk about misdemeanor, yes, amongst others, felony and the rest of them, they are categories. You look at it, there are offenses, we call it simple offenses, that you can grant somebody bail. But the police can decide, this night, as I was returning, part of what happened in Rivers State as a legacy, permit me to say it before I will forget, part of the legacy of the state of emergency that was forced on Rivers State is the breeding of a set of government-approved armed robbers in Port Harcourt. And that is police positions. They are extortion squad. They are there. In fact, the vehicle that entered this night, the driver was so angry when the policeman told him that he should bring it. He asked him, bring what? The driver asked the man, say, bring what? He now pointed him to one of his colleagues that they should pack him. So he drove as he was coming. He wanted to stand in the front. He turned the car from him. He said, did you see him? The man said, I have seen him. And he drove on. He now asked him, did you give him? He asked him, give him what? He used that plastic material he was having to smash on the vehicle. And the driver drove off. That is one of the things that Wike brought upon Rivers State. There are this extortion squad. Ask anybody living in Port Harcourt, they will tell you, it's not a hearsay. I am telling you, this is what is happening. From one point to another, you have police squad. Their duty now is extorting Nigeria, extorting drivers. That is their duty. It is now legalized in Port Harcourt. That is part of what the sole administrator left behind. Because in that state of lawlessness, the police were now taking advantage of it and they were doing anything. They were extorting. And this thing also impacts on the transportation cost in Port Harcourt here, which has in turn affected even the cost of living amongst others. So going back to the issue, this is exactly what you see how zealous the police are on this matter. Are you seeing how zealous they are? What they are doing is that they are sending, Shewore was arrested today, that they said they mentioned his name.
Yes. Yes. That was the argument, that his name was mentioned, and for that he would be...
it around to say that they were found in an area that is unauthorized. What was the crime they committed that they went out on demonstration? Peaceful demonstration to demand that rule of law should be obeyed. So now the police is setting the law they want to implement while Nigerians are being killed like fowls. Foreign terrorists are killing Nigerians like fowls. That one is not their concern because they are part of the structure that is partnering with these foreign terrorists that are killing Nigerians. What kind of situation is this? What kind of situation is this? As I'm talking to you, so secured. That day I told you that I went to the bush. Those friends, I kept quiet. I could not open my mouth. I kept quiet. I was just watching at them. I couldn't say a word. These guys are armed. They can kill you there and nothing will happen. Because if you go to report to these security agents, they will tell you practically that there's nothing they can do. It's happening even in my community. Everywhere, these Fulani have taken over. In Rivers State here. Check Rivers State and the north. Check the distance. They are bringing in the cows on daily basis. They are bringing in the cows, which is a sign of domination. Did you hear of that Irome killing that happened? That Irome killing that happened some time ago. Those people, they were coming from Rivers State. They called them hunters. What were they hunting in Rivers State? These are kidnappers. And they were caught with the money that they got as ransom from Rivers State. This is the situation that we find ourselves in. And these people, to the security agents, they are untouchable. They can't arrest them. They can't touch them. Are you seeing the precarious situation in which we are? It's like there's a leprosy in your family or in our family. There's a leprosy in our family and we are fighting about the issue of ringworm. Are you seeing where we are? Life does not matter. The life of a cow is far more important than you and me put together. And this cow belongs to foreigners, not Nigerians.
I'd like to ask a quick question. What's in NBA they do? Was it lawful to arrest Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer, Ejimako? If it's unlawful, I mean, if he hasn't done anything wrong, like protesting.
I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry to say.
Were they under arrest for that kind of thing?
I am very sorry to say this to you. I have said it. I think I sent that video to you.
Yes.
I insist that the Nigerian Bar Association has failed Nigeria, failed Nigerians, and failed itself. It's gradually becoming a moribund body. And I pity Afam Osigwe, who is the president, because there are interests within the body. The first thing they did, they deceived lawyers that they should bring their name. I'm talking about body of lawyers in Nigeria. There was something they organized. They said federal government subsidized rice. Lawyers, so intellectuals like lawyers. I'm saying it. I'm sure this thing is global and people are listening to it. Let lawyers from other jurisdictions hear me out. I'm telling you what happened in Nigeria. They call it federal government subsidized rice. And then they ask lawyers to pay 40,000 naira per bag. You bring your NIM number. I vow that a grain of that rice will not enter my house. I rejected it because I knew that a sinister day like this will come. I refuse. Even lecturers from law school in Port Harcourt here, they were fighting over that rice. I'm not joking. This is weaponized poverty. I'm telling you live. So the body of lawyers, as it were, has been balkanized. You know, the first thing that Wike did when Wike was doing the rubbish he was doing here, and then the body of lawyers took a step by moving the NBA conference from Port Harcourt to Enugu as a way of reaction.
Yes, sir.
He turned it against the executive. In fact, yes, that the chairman of the Port Harcourt branch should be queried in their place of work. That's how desperate Wike became. He did that through the sole administrator, who has no constitutional basis to be here. He did that. And the body of lawyers in Port Harcourt rose up. After that, whether they collected money, I don't know. They just die off. What we are hearing now is that next year they are moving the NBA conference, they move from here back to Port Harcourt. The question is, you are moving it back to Port Harcourt because of what? What has happened? Even if Supreme Court can be conquered, if Supreme Court of all court can be conquered, that is in the pocket of one single person. Even this single person that I'm telling you, he has promoted the wife to the Court of Appeal in view of 2027 election. And then there are issues of these, you know, international money laundering, buying of property and all whatnot. I mean, in United Kingdom, judges were removed from office for watching pornography on their official channel. Nothing more. The position is that it is incompatible with their status.
So
they were removed from office.
Ask that question. As a lawyer, as a justice in Nigeria, judge in Nigeria, does it not matter that her husband or her family or she and her husband are, you know, in this mist, in this embroidery or in this?
It matters. In fact, she is supposed to even resign. She is supposed to resign. She is supposed to resign because this is not compatible with her status. This is official corruption. Can she explain? Because the husband denied. In fact, at a point, the husband was saying that it is the relation that bought the property for them. These are hard facts that is said on air that he cannot turn back about. But we're in a state of lawlessness where anything happens. It's as sad as that. See, let me tell you, Wike was able to box the body of benchers and they issue him Wadi and plaque. That is an award. They gave him the position of Wadi Ambassador of the body of benchers in Nigeria. He boxed Federal University, my alma mater, University of Calabar. They gave him honorary doctorate degree. The question is, if you go and fact check, if you go to check AI and ask what honorary doctorate degree is all about, they will tell you. The question is, what contribution did he make? Is it the destruction of the law? It's shocking. This is where we are. So now you were asking questions relating to the body of lawyers.
Yes, sir. The
question is this. There is even a division. Some part of lawyers are saying that he has no right to protest. He cannot protest. And I cite for them lawyers in Wales and London that went on protest. I asked the question, are we more loyally than these people? The lawyer has done the right thing. Because like joke, do you notice that Ganifa Emi and Falana withdrew from the case of Kensal Onwiwa? Because they realized where the direction that they were driving the matter, their mind was already made up to convict and hang them. So they decided that instead of using them, because the way the things are going now, they can pay any lawyer that we even go on with it. That should be part of the problem of Nnamdi Kanu. Because this government is ready to pay anybody to do anything. That's how desperate the situation is. I do not know how there can be mobilization of pressure, even from outside. But I tell you, revolution is very close in this country, very, very close, because people are tired and sick of what is going on. And there's an extent to which
they always use the force, security forces, to intimidate people. And just like what happened, played out in the Free Nnamdi Kanu protest. I said they will always use the security forces to intimidate people, like what played out with the Free Nnamdi Kanu during the Free Nnamdi Kanu protest. Do you not think that that's one will make people fear they won't do anything?
And look at the irony. These are the same security forces that these terrorists are killing. They are overrunning, army checkpoints, overrunning barracks, and they are killing them and taking their weapons. I think there's something satanic about what is happening in Nigeria. I can't really explain to you. There's something satanic about it. These are the same army that these terrorists are overrunning and killing them without spare, without looking back. And yet, they are tolerating them. There are available information. Even when people want to defend themselves, they will send in advanced team of the army to dispossess the people. Then they will allow these terrorists to come and kill them. Can you explain what is going on? You can't explain it. And it is evident that the government is backing these terrorists against Nigerians. What can you explain? This is where we are. It's a sad situation. Very, very sad. Very, very sad. So, if you look at the direction of the Nigerian Bar Association, it's a hopeless hope. Because I am sure the mounted pressure is like what was happening in Rivers State. Wike was so sure that he will remove the governor. He was so sure that he was going to remove the governor, that the governor decided to be stupid, took him by shock and surprise. He never believed that the governor can be that stupid and accept whatever condition. Because from what Wike even opened his mouth to say that if they did not want him to come out, that they know what they would have done, which meant that that bomb they threw that made the president to declare state of emergency was an organized something. This is the sad situation that we find ourselves in. This is where we are. I've been listening to hear the body of lawyers to say something. I have said that with what happened in Rivers State, the body of lawyers in Nigeria has the capacity to shut down Rivers State, even the court. But it's not happening. And you know what they are doing is that they are using money. Even the executive, they can lead to them and tell them that they should oppose any idea that we want them to take any decision against the government. Because I know the effort that Wike put in there to make sure that he have his way. He was even threatening the president of the Bar Association in Nigeria, saying all manner of things, just like he did against the chief judge of Rivers State, when he wanted to give him house overseas for them to impeach the governor for no reason. And the chief judge rejected it. He now turned around that the chief judge falsified his age. And people brought out the video of how he was speaking glowingly about the chief judge when he was being sworn in, about his impeccable credentials and all whatnot. This is the sorry situation that we are in. When it's just like a child that the parents are denying, that's exactly where we are. That's where we are. You had that the other time when that young lawyer was caught in the net of the kidnappers. She was returning from court to bar.
Yes.
So the body of lawyers in Nigeria now is a reactionary body. Tomorrow morning, if one senior lawyer is caught and killed, then you will hear the NBA talking. After that, it ends.
All right, sir. So
what kind of system is that?
Well, why would they watch at the conversation? But I don't know what I would like jump in very briefly for the one we get to. But before we get to that, make we look at what play out today.
You are this thing is not very audible.
It's not very audible.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Is it better now?
Yeah.
It's better now. All right, sir. Okay, so very quickly, I like me to speak to this. So a US lawmaker, Marlin Stutzman, don't condemn the
Sorry?
use of... Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, go on.
He don't condemn the use of Sharia law for inside Nigeria. He describe them as an implementation of barbaric law. That is, say, with the implementation of Sharia law, the barbaric. If I didn't say implementing Sharia law and condoning the murder of innocent people is barbaric, blasphemy against
Yes.
blasphemy. And
Yes.
then it took this one, you know, so people come to talk, say, wait, come to think of it. How many times will it be say if Nigeria is a secular state, how many times will our constitution mention Christianity versus how many times will we mention Islam for our constitution? How many times will our constitution mention Bible versus how many times it mention Quran? How many times it mention church versus how many times the constitution mention the Islamic place of worship? Just keep to my mind. So, but is this enough for the lawmakers to think that for us to even adopt Sharia law, it is bad enough? Because apart from Sharia law, people come to talk, say, excuse me, remember, say we'll get 2 criminal acts at the code for inside this country. One, where they function for one part of the country. One, they function for the other part of the country. People see they look at them like as part of ways to infiltrate or put in those things and we be say resemble Sharia. Make I take your response because people don't they react to them. And, you know, they blame Nigerians for even condoning that in a secular state. Let me take your reaction, sir.
Yeah, you see, I'm in complete agreement with him. You see, like the position I'm taking here, right? A lot of persons, even lawyers, will not be able to take this position I am taking here. And you ask why. One thing I realize is this. You see, when you talk about security, fulfillment is a very critical issue. As I am, apart from the fact that I'm a solicitor and advocate, as well as notary public of the Supreme Court of Nigeria, I'm a consultant calligrapher, right? Most of the lawyers you are seeing outside jumping to courtroom, they don't have anything they can do in their life. They are dead. They are working corpse. And I realize that I have said some time ago that for the body of lawyers to have impact, we must be self-funding, even holding our conference, not depending on government for subvention to host. We should be able to host ourselves and take decision. Without that, like they say, he who pays the piper dictates the tune. If you are organizing a get-together and you want to play blues, you can tell the person that you hired. If you say you are going to, your own contribution will be music, you can influence the person that you are bringing and he will play much more of blues because you are the one that paid him. He has asked you, what kind of music would you want me to play? You have told him because that person to you. You told him I want more blues, so and he has pocketed your position. So blue at that, more blues at that occasion. That's that law is being used as instrument, just like the issue of the police. I said this is a country that terrorists are killing Nigerians. Police cannot raise a finger. But look at what is happening. Just because that is, they want a situation where they want to clamp down everybody so that you can't open your mouth. If what they have done to Nnamdi Kanu, if they succeed, what they want to do is that they are sending a signal to you. The only thing that will be a solution is uprising. I'm telling you, as I'm talking to you now, my mind is turning, is shifting towards my back end. I'm being very honest to you. My mind is my back end. Even if I wake up tomorrow morning and I heard that security operatives were killed on the road at the point where they were extorting money from driver, I won't be surprised. Because if based on my training, anchored on things like adversity intelligence, emotional intelligence, amongst others that have undergone. If my mind can be thinking this way, how much more the mind of majority of Nigerians who have not gotten to that level, who don't have that level of mind training? How will they feel? I can hear the echo of the driver, the anger the driver was emitting this evening. He can get home if that man succeeds. Let's say the man smashes his windshield, for instance. If he did, for instance, that man can get home, go and get machete or even gun, come close and fire them and disappear. This is where we are. So we have a situation in this country. See, you see that this thing we call constitution. It's not constitutional. This thing was smuggled and imposed on us through the military. If you check the Babajide and the rest of them, these are apostles of Sharia. These men you are seeing that impose this constitution called 99 constitution, they are apostles of Sharia. All these lawmakers you have now, all the defecting, they are defecting in pursuit of Islamic agenda. If Akpabio could do what he did in Rivers State, then they will wake up one morning and use voice vote to declare Nigeria an Islamic Republic, and nothing will happen. I'm telling you, mark what I'm telling you today. Just mark it somewhere. They will wake up one morning and by a stroke of voice vote and say Nigeria is now an Islamic Republic. Because 2027, their hope is that they are working with these terrorists. While the terrorists are killing and suppressing Nigeria, because they are depopulating Nigeria, particularly the Christians. You know, there's an argument that was going on recently, and people, it also touched on this, and people were saying that even the Senate president came out. He has admitted that there's genocide going on in Nigeria, but that is not targeted as Christian. You see how stupid the argument is?
Sultan of Sokoto talk say there's nothing like genocide of any sort.
Good.
No group of people.
Now, the question I have raised, I did a new video today. The question I have raised to the Sultan of Sokoto and the rest of them is this. Every day we wake up, or every month we wake up, we hear the name of one Islamic terror group that has emerged. How many of these terror group is a Christian-based terror group? No one. The next question is, what is the pulse or the drive or the mission statement of these terror groups? Because they have nothing in common. One thing they have in common is taking over the land of indigenous people and to make Nigeria an Islamic Republic. Anybody who wants to challenge me should come up and tell me that this is not the purpose of all these terror groups. What they are doing, they are gaslighting Nigerians, diverting attention that it is not only Christians that are killed. Look at the ultimate target. That is what will give you a clue. Look at the ultimate target. What is their purpose? They are taking, as they are killing Nigerians, they are renaming their cities, their villages to the Islamic distinct. That's what is happening. The Nigerians that are displaced, they even go to the IDP camp and kill them there to wipe them out. So, if their purpose is to take, do you know that additional under Buhari told Nigerians that it is better you hand over your ancestral land to these terrorists rather than being killed. Quote me. Is something that is of public knowledge. Additional under Buhari said that it is better for indigenous population to hand over their ancestral land to these terrorists rather than being killed. And President Tinubu said he was going to continue from where Buhari stopped. What are you looking for again? I have told anybody who cares to listen that Nigeria is de facto an Islamic Republic. They are just waiting for the pronouncement. I'm telling you, every element is there. Even this thing I was telling you that happening in Rivers State, they tell you plain that they are in charge. Come to Rivers State here, go to the security operatives. The heads are Fulanis. They use their language. So what are we talking about?
All right, sir. So let's quickly move on to other issues. What's be your take on the new INEC chairman?
Sorry?
And what's you think? The new INEC chairman,
yes.
What's be your take today? He don't resume work after President Bola.
Let me tell you.
And he don't promise a lot of things. So he said go do better election.
It's not promise that matter to me. See,
President Tinubu drag a hand for years. He make sure say give us free, fair, and credible elections. So, sir,
let me ask you a question.
Okay, sir.
You are doing hand like this as if you grew up in the village. Are you moved by that?
You catch me. Thank you, sir.
Are you moved?
Go ahead, sir.
Let me use the language of the Gen Z. You go explain tire. They tell you, auntie, you go explain tire. So I'm not moved by that. Do you know the person that the constitutional fraud that took place in Rivers State? Do you know the person that was the SSG to the sole administrator is a professor of law? I'm telling you, a professor of law. I asked myself, what will he teach his students? This is how they operate. They will use you and dump you. In fact, they use that professor of law here to set up a committee on farmer header crash. Where is farmer header crash coming up in Rivers State? This is a concept that they invent to suppress the people. Majority of Rivers people are farmers. Where is farmer header crash coming from in Rivers State? I did a voice broadcast there, and I told him that shame to him to allow himself to be used. When I heard about that professor, when I had respect for him, was when his student wanted to organize a birthday party for him, a gift. And he told them, no, that he does not accept such a thing, that they should forget about it. Nobody should buy him a gift. For him to be the SSG, secretary to that Sharia, that fraud that took place in Rivers State, he had lost my respect.
Okay.
So this is where we are. So, like Peter Obi will say, he said, don't be carried away by the fact that somebody is educated, that there are a lot of educated people, there are a lot of criminals with academic qualifications.
Ew.
So the question is, who is this man? We should be concerned about his character. This is the man that was in the legal team of Bola Tinubu.
He don't talk say no, they the good team now. He don't talk to say be no any legal team.
He know they wasn't. He know they wasn't. In your place, does a puppy issue himself testimonial?
Sir?
For your place, puppy they issue himself testimonial?
No, students they give himself testimonial.
So what has been his position? Don't worry. In the coming days, Nigerians are going to, the internet doesn't lie. Nigerians are going to bring up the things about him. Just watch out.
So what's be one of the set of things we suppose to see him do now? Remember, say gossip been carry him say one of the reasons why the president asked the former person to proceed quickly for retirement leave. Now because of say he go to start to register new political parties like the AD and the rest of them. Right. And then you can't recognize the David Mark led team as people will be seen and then be they in charge of the what did they call them? ADC. So now waiting we suppose see this new INEC chairman actually they free fair. Should he not start registering political parties immediately? What are the other things, the things that we expect him to do to show that indeed that promise he did in the on the course of achieving that promise we make?
The new INEC chairman, this is why I'm not moved. I have seen the role that senior advocate played in the rubbish that was happening in Rivers State here. That's why sometimes I'm tempted to call some of them senior advocate of nuisance, because some of them are of high nuisance value, not of jurisprudential enhancement, of high nuisance value. You had the nonsense that was going on before the administrator left. He bought SUV for all the loyalists to Wike, the house members of the House of Assembly. Then the same people now turn around that they want to probe him. I had a senior advocate in Nigeria saying that they should slow down, that they should not carry out any probe. They should forget that, they should bury the idea.
Yes.
So you now have an idea. So that somebody says, you know, okay, no longer move me. Does not move me. He is there to implement the idea of Tinubu. Is it not Tinubu that granted pardon to drug barons recently? And then Attorney General is turning around to say that, is it not Attorney General of the Federation who told the governor, elected governor, that he should thank God that the president saved him? Attorney General. Now, my sister, leave this thing. Market don't spoil. Leave this thing. Leave it. Market don't spoil. The only thing, see, let me tell you. Let me give you the final catch.
Okay, sir.
Whenever the judiciary is captured, it was Chukwudi Oputa who said that when the legislature is corrupt, you go to the judiciary for redress. He said when the executive is corrupt, you can approach the court for redress. He said, but when the judiciary is corrupt, he said, from there, where do you go?
Now God.
So once the judiciary is captured, I insist the only way out is revolution.
All right,
and that is where we are now.
Talking about the revolution, there are a couple of videos I'll play for you because it's got to do with the electoral reform, and it is very important to pay attention to that. Now, what to make me ask all this question about the INEC chairman? Because I feel like, say, our duty to pay keen attention, very careful attention to the things and way it be say happen for the floor of the Senate, right? Because during today, for the floor of the Senate, only the debate about matter we get to do with electoral reform, especially as it gets to do with the change of the Electoral Act, or effecting changes on the Electoral Act. Some people talk some things, people like Sarah K. Dixon, and even surprisingly, Adams Oshimole speak a lot. In fact, he didn't want him to talk. He said, them as senators must take the responsibility of stopping to arm thugs for election. But there is something the Senate president also said. Let me say, I will play them to you, make you hear them, so that we go even know where we did. Remember, say they currently effect changes for inside our Electoral Act right now. And those changes go make or mar us. Reason I they talk this again now because a person like Olisa Abakoba, San, don't come and come talk. Say 2027 offer Nigeria one more last chance. In fact, in column, one more last peaceful chance, peaceful opportunity, and turning point to fix Nigeria. Say if citizens miss the 2027 opportunity, say the consequences go they chaotic. It will be chaos. I don't know why he made that statement, but let's listen to Sarah K. Dixon at the floor.
If there's one major
well, to me, Agbakoba to me is even too far away. You understand me? He's too far away. I said he's looking very far away. My prediction is that we will not get to that point. Because, see, you see these Islamists, they have an agenda. They have a very deadly agenda for Nigerians. And most of us are behaving like ostrich in the desert. We are behaving as if we are not reading the handwriting on the wall. Revolution in Nigeria, or Nigeria going Nepal. The other day I was in the radio program, and I was making a suggestion, and the anchor person shut me down instantly because the media houses have been bought over. They are all living in fear. There's a particular radio station I decided not to go. I usually go Friday morning. I no longer go because the young man had called me out 2 times. I can see on his face fear of being removed from office. So to me, I said, instead of this young man harboring that the way about issues is what led him to lose his job, I decided not to go for the program again to save his job. This is what is happening. All the radio stations are being captured. So I told the young man, I told him that based on adversity intelligence and emotional intelligence, that I forgive him in advance, that I don't blame him, but that he should mark it, that he will remember this thing I'm telling him today. It will be a front burner discussion in the coming days. And I was talking about the way of Nepal. With the capture of the judiciary, I have my background. With the capture of the judiciary in Nigeria, the only way forward is the way of Nepal. the consistent, you know what they are trying to do now? They are trying to, the House of Assembly they are building is just symbolic structure. Let me give you a practical example. If you don't know how it works, somebody can build hospitals, right? It's like building fine hospital.
Yes, sir.
And then you have collaboration with human terrorists, and you use those facilities to harvest human organ. It's like building court rooms, court houses, and you are using those court houses to perpetrate injustice. That's exactly what is going on. So if you listen carefully to Oshomole, if you pay attention to Oshomole, you know, once upon a time, I would say when the spirit comes, Oshomole is one person that you can't take it away from him. He will tell you the way it is. There was a time he talked about the marginalization of people of the oil and gas producing areas, and he compared it to what is happening in the solid mineral resources areas. You can't take it from him. If you listen to Oshomole, Oshomole made it clear, like you said, that it is them, the individuals, that matter.
Absolutely.
Do you understand?
So, let me quickly play those videos so that people who haven't listened to him would, you know, have a context to the conversation. Let me start with what Sirake Dixon said. Then we'll go to Oshimole, and then we'll go to what the Baba of them all, the Senate President, said. Let's take
If there's one major achievement we must make in this 10th Senate under your leadership, we plead that it should be this issue of electoral reform. In India, where you have over 1 billion people voting, diverse nation, which is a continent of its own, they spend 2-3 weeks doing elections because of the size. But you hardly hear people go to court, challenging or killing themselves and so on. And they all have the differences too. Ethnic, tribe, religion, and all of that. I know that we have moved from card reader to beavers. We should authorize INEC to deploy more technology. And we should support them with funding. Our political parties are the biggest challenge to our democracy. We have to look for a way by which we can introduce some regulation and control. The burden of proof in electoral matters, Mr. President, must shift to INEC. That is where it rightly and properly belongs. We should not subject it to the normal evidential rule that says he who alleges must prove. How can you prove something you don't even know? INEC is the electoral body conducting elections. INEC appoints people, a candidate and party has no control over them. INEC does whatever they do, juggle figures and announce. Do cancellations, they explain to no candidate, they explain to no party. And yet the law says, if you challenge it, he who alleges must prove. No. In every other matter, that may very well be the case. That's the common law. But we must make a change in our reviews in the Electoral Act now, requiring that for electoral matters, which are, as we lawyers say, sui generis, they're a particular class of their own, we must shift that burden. The burden of proving that the elections have been conducted peacefully and in accordance with law must shift.
All right, so we don't hear waiting Sirake Dixon talk. For people who be say just join us. If you're not saying your first time to join, now go click on the subscription button now. Kindly subscribe, like, share, and follow us like a village people. If you've not liked this post, please make sure you like it, and also make sure you subscribe to the platform. And I sure so I go on follow Barrister Mankey too, like in village people. Barrister Mankey, what's your YouTube handle? I know you have a YouTube page. What's your YouTube and Facebook?
But don't. My YouTube channel is not. I don't have this thing offhand, but it's not very active for now.
But your Facebook, you speak stuff from time to time, so they go on here from you. They talk. So waiting your Facebook.
I'm on Facebook. If you check me, my iconic picture is a radio broadcast icon. That's my picture. a verified Facebook handle. It's a verified one. You know, there is a tick on it.
Yeah.
I showed it
So
verified. The name there is Mankitanen Adubabari.
Mankitanen.
Mankitanen Adubabari. You see that one that has that iconic radio station mic.
Yes.
That is the one.
All right, so make on go full am like on a village people now. I beg now, full am like in village people for Guni land. Full am. And of course, subscribe and like here. We're also across all social media platforms. Precious Enyi TV, across all social media at Precious Enyi TV. Now let me quickly go and play what Oshimole said. Then we'll get to what the Senate President said. Take a listen.
As elected persons, we as senators shall not, directly or indirectly, secretly or openly, aid and abet unemployed or semi-employed people and arm them to disrupt election. If we reform our character, this problem is 90% solved. In Edo State, sir, I launched 1 man, 1 vote, 1 woman, 1 vote. At the end of the day, and as of today, it is now possible to do election without cutting dead bodies. It wasn't so before, because we convinced everybody that there is no merit in taking election or conducting election as if it is a state of war. The beauty of democracy is not the fact that you find yourself occupying an important elective office. It is the feeling in your heart that people actually, in their free will, found you worthy to be their voice and to entrust our collective patrimony in your hands to manage, to deliver the greatest good to the greatest number. That for me is the beauty. If you achieve it by the aim of, by through rigging or other manipulation, deep in your heart, you know that you are not a happy person. After every election, violent crimes increase because the politicians who have procured weapons for children who are hungry and pay them a little fee, once the election is over, they are not able to retrieve the weapons. And the weapons are then deployed by these people for violence. You can see a strong correlation between the level of criminality, robbery, etc., immediately after the election. Because these people have been abandoned since the results have been given. Somebody said I shouldn't accuse governors. I'm not accusing governors now. I'm just
Barrister Monkey. You did hear what Barrister Tanen. You did hear the kind of thing the way we say Adam Soshimole talk a bit. But then let's see how the Senate President crowns the conversation very quickly.
Since PDP left, the elections have improved tremendously in this. Since PDP left, the elections have improved tremendously in this country. Because I recall, I've been close to most of the presidents since 1999. And I recalled in 2007 when I won as a governor, our then president, may so rest in peace, President Yaradua, had to come out publicly to say that the election that brought him as president was totally flawed. I don't know whether you know that. He said it, that it was totally flawed, that the election was full of inconsistencies and rigging. Since then, we have plugged the holes. So now, imagine this last election. We had to go up to Supreme Court, arguing as to whether winning the Federal Capital Territory was the only reason why you should become president. Teriyaki Dixon. And also, I'm sure that even myself and Senator Abaribe, who have been around for almost 2.5 decades in these electoral matters, I know you don't care about political party, you win election in any party.
All right. So you hear that in when you talk, hear the way you make a joke about make I take your reaction. Now, waiting I say make I just call your attention to.
I thank Oshomole for his sincerity. And these are the things that will leave behind as his legacy. I may not like his person, but the ideas, I value ideas. He has said it all. 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 He can't say more than that. And you can see a lot of the House members, they are very uncomfortable. Why he was
They
talking.
were. I was
And
going
they
to
were
say
doing
that
everything to
because it was
shut
like
him
he was
down.
speaking to them directly.
Yeah.
What,
It's
not
like
an
telling him
intention all of them
off the
did.
mic, off the mic. Yeah. They were telling him off the mic, off the mic. Thank God that Akpabio somehow allowed him to express himself. And that's the truth. And that is why Nigerians must be able to rise up. See, power belongs to the people. If you talk, you die. If you don't talk, you die. So what do you do? My daughter told me never to be involved in talking because my life may be in danger. I told her, I did not become a lawyer so that my wig and gown will be placed on my casket the day I die. That is not my purpose. I would rather like to be buried the way my father was buried. My father said the day he died, they should bury him that same day. Nobody should put him inside mortuary. And when he died, I now understood why. Because the more you keep that body, the more debt you incur. It just wastes. The person had died, just bury the person. Finish. Let the person go. And then think about what the person did. You see, power belongs to us Nigerians. And when we say enough is enough, you see, things will continue to slide to go the way it is going until, I think Ochino Achebe who said it, that until the lion have their own historian, the story of the hunt will always favor the hunter. Because a human being that writes the story of the hunt, it's not the lion. There are times the lion conspire and they kill the hunter. You will not read such story. So that's why Achebe said, until the lion have their own historian, the story will not change. So until we get to the point, I told my daughter, I am not doing what I'm doing because of myself. I turned 55 on the 7th of this month. I'm not getting younger. I told her I'm doing this because of her and the brother. Nothing more. This country is so wealthy. We have enough wealth here, but few criminal minds within the corridor of power, money that they cannot use, and they are stocking this money abroad. And those people that use them to better their economy, better their welfare, better their health sector, better their education. And then people are living in poverty here. I am saying that when we Nigerians decide and say enough is nonsense. Do you understand it? The day we say enough is enough, we will end this nonsense. What Nigeria needs is just right leadership. The moment we have the right leadership, things are going to change. And that's why I do not believe, if you are relying on the judiciary, you know, Peter Obi thought that the judiciary that was in place in 2023 was the judiciary that was in place when he was governor. That was where he missed it. Things changed completely. The judiciary that was in place when he was governor was completely out. The judiciary we have now has been captured, and they are using it as instrument of oppression, suppression, and repression. They can use the law and turn it against you. All they need to do is to tell you, like what Wike was doing in this state. They can arrest you, charge you to magistrate court, and they will determine how long they should keep you before they will consider your bail. Within which period, what you were trying to fight for has come to an end. That is the kind of manipulative use of the law that these people are into. And only thing that can stop that is popular revolution by the people. That's the only way out. It's just like those who are in the army. They can get anger by the blood of their fellows that have been killed in circumstances that are questionable. And they can decide to say enough of this nonsense. Because they have been to other places. They know what leadership is all about. What we have here is entrenchment of criminality. What we have in Nigeria is organized criminality, not leadership. So, to me, it is up to us, Nigeria. If it must be, it is up to us. The day we say we can't continue in this trajectory, we can't continue this way, because no matter the energy and effort and money or whatever you put in prosecuting your journey in the wrong direction, you will never get to your destination. That's exactly the way I think.
All right,
so
sir. Nigerians,
it is up to us.
Thank you, sir. Let me let them know that phone lines are open. Let's take a few calls, one or two, and then we'll call it a day. Phone lines are open, Nigerians. Kindly call the WhatsApp line 0817-029-4077. If you get any question for Barrister Tannen, please do that and call him immediately. 0817-029-4077. Yeah, that's not the number to call. 0817-029-4077. Or you follow the link ready for the pinned post. The post is already pinned. The pinned comment is already pinned. Follow that link. The link will bring you straight to the studio. Make yourself follow for inside the conversation. Yeah. Follow that link. It will bring you straight to the conversation to put mouth for talk. Hello, good evening and welcome. Hello.
Sweet chat. My
101%. How are you? Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. I said, how you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. How about you?
Good.
Go ahead, shoot.
Yes, I was just listening to the man, and I want to kind of repeat myself again today. The reason why I want to keep repeating and sounding the same direction is this stuff needs to start getting in the mind and the head of our youths and our military, and I'm talking about the good ones. You know, that is high time everybody will have to think about, sit down and ask themselves a question. Is this a country you want to find yourself in? And running, if you want to travel elsewhere, right? What about your brother? What about your sisters? What about your relatives? Your loved ones that you have in that country? You understand? Something will have to be, you know, we have to do something for this nonsense to completely stop. Because, but now looking at it, it's getting worse every day. The military is corrupt, police is corrupt, judiciary is the worst. Because right now we have judiciary bandits. That the last resort of a common man should be the judiciary system. I live in America, right? If I have any concern, any problem, you know, I should have faith that when I take it to the court, instead of taking laws into my hands, that if I take it to the judiciary, that they would do something about it, right? But in Nigeria, it is so bad that if you take the problem that you have to the judiciary system, you become the problem. It becomes a big pocket thing. So Nigerians and every youth should ask themselves, if you're at the age of 16, remember you get old and you get married. And when you get old and get married, what about your children? Is this the country you want to have family in? If you're older than 16, 18, you have a voice. And I keep telling them, youth in the power, they are the one that made that change. African Nigerian youth should wake up and stop being lazy, being bloggers every day. They have to wake up and say, if you can start a change in your own constituency. You can come out there and say, look, you know what, let's start this change from our local government chairman. During election time, galvanize yourself and make sure the wrong people don't get in power, because the problem is when it's time for election, they give them money. They sell their soul and they come out again next year and start complaining. If you are a youth and you decide to take money, may your life be destroyed. Because you are the problem, you are the reason why we are suffering.
Thank you.
I want to be very, very distant.
Thank you.
Control my emotions.
Thank you.
Nigerian is making me angry.
Sorry. Thank you, so that someone else can speak. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Please protect your mental health, brother. Good evening and welcome. Hello.
Good evening, Madam Precious.
Sir, welcome, sir.
How are you doing?
Are they inside the doing? We are still doing the doing. Welcome.
This is your guest, and this is your guest today. The guy today can't pay.
Remind me your name and where you call from, I beg.
Mickey from Yina.
Mickey, how far? Go ahead.
This is your guest today. They can't pay. God will bless her. He just every time they come up from his mouth, he just bless me the talker. I'm so happy. So our Nigerian matter don't tire me.
Why?
My God will see us through. I did tell you, it just tired me. You know this genocide story say that they kill Christians for Nigeria.
Yes.
My wife, they work with one NGO. They collaborate with one NGO.
Mm.
We can't happen to, they can't contact her. We can't go do some research. She used my network. The same people who would fight for some of the northern Christians, one would fight for, they were angry with us. So we don't bring war for them. So if they consign us, they kill everybody. How would they answer that Christians are the key? That is the situation in Nigeria. The people you fight for, they're angry with you.
Are you sure that they're genuinely angry or because they've been brainwashed to react that way? That's the question you ask.
No, the thing now you when you hear the shoe, now you supposed to hear the pitch.
No, because you know why? Because this same thing when you talk now, I'm waiting Bishop Kuka come and talk yesterday. And you know, say Nigeria will be overly religious people. Anything where our religious leaders talk, will they take them very, very seriously? Bishop Kuka, remember say I talk yesterday if you watch the show. When he talk, say there is no need to designate Nigeria. Say the thing will cause a lot of trouble for us. Say we're already there on a peace train. The thing will come begin make us kata ourselves and all that. It will cause trouble for the manage, we've done the manage the situation already. Now, that's part of what he said. And I'll get the text and I'll read his exact words. So that means,
Madam Precious, this work when they do, now say you just want to do godly work, you can't survive any part of this world. But you just want to serve your nation. Not because you not get alternative.
No, this one they pay me. This one a pleasure. This one a passion. Na passion that they use this one.
I say they do one because of sin at God.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You feel survive any part of the world. The point I'm making why would they talk election rigging? The people that they use, the foot soldiers, the really people when they suffer the government, the terrible thing about the government, they're the same people now they fight us. When I travel, I live in Nigeria State. I went to Kontukura. I went to like 7 local government. Where Christians they were really marginalized. The report when I get from the feed I can't even ask my wife, I say, why would they stress ourselves? These people, maybe they just enjoy the suffer. It be like say they don't understand what they happen. They be angry with us, so they bring problem for them. Now the kind of country we find ourselves. People when see Showeri, they fight for Nnamdi Kanu. The people they fight for Nnamdi Kanu. People from Nnamdi Kanu tribe, they vex for and say, why ain't go do so?
How many people for in tribe? Not the people for in tribe also full and do. For even Omai herself, people also the protests as in protest for Abuja.
No, when I talk, say people follow protest for Umoya, so but most of the people when they kick against what they do, are mostly Igbos. The country and God could just help us. We are state capture. They don't capture us. Your guy can't wait for studio talk up. If they don't capture the judiciary, what will remain for the country? Not God. The judiciary they their pocket. See, for Senate, for House of Rep now on his mandate they sick. Our governors, they be like, I don't know, they be like Boy Scouts. They not get level again.
All right, thank you. Make I leave you may go so that others will talk. Thank you so much. I appreciate
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good night. Good night. All right, make I invite some people from inside the house. So for person who say you don't tire for my questions, unfortunately, you cannot. It's unfortunate because I'm only being a professional. That's what I'm doing. I'm only doing my job. If my guest is going in one direction, I suppose represent the opinion of the other people and balance the conversation. So whether you did pissed off at my questions or not, I'm not supposed to have an opinion. So I'm not here to please only one side of people, and not do my job. I am supposed to be balanced. I just hope that I've made that clear. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all the same. Oh, that's why Danjuma. Good evening, sir. Welcome. I which one you cover hoodie? I think say you say Nasuya and beer you drink. What's it gonna happen?
Nah.
I mean, see I enter your head like this. Welcome, sir.
Good evening. How you doing?
Very well, thank you. Welcome, sir.
Hello, this your guest now, fiery guest to where you bring so.
Thank you, sir.
The guy no hide mouth at all.
You don't go full on for Facebook. It is Sabine for Facebook.
No, I just say him for the first time. Not be one of those people where they chop clean mouth. This one, just the fire on. Well done.
Thank you, sir.
What I go talk today? I won't talk about. I don't know where I joined you late because I was well. I put you on, but I was doing some other things, you know. So I don't know whether you talk about this tanker fire will happen for Niger State.
Niger State. No, that fight, that one don't happen since now. We'll not talk about them. But the death roll don't increase
Yeah,
again.
they increase. Okay. No, now that one I be want talk because I no want talk about all these killings and all the thing don't tire person every day,
We not pay attention to that.
every
We know
day,
they pay
you know they give anybody joy at all every day, every day.
Oh,
And
by the way, we'll talk about INEC chairman too. As he said, then he resumed work today, and President Tinubu told us make him make sure saying conduct free and fair election.
can anything come out of this thing? And not what will come out of from INEC. First of all, I'm not quite. INEC get trust deficit. There's nothing. Mahmood Abi Mahmood come when he go UK go to tell us all the lofty ideas and all the things where you go do and beavers and no beavers thing and they hail them. You know, at the end of the day, what did he do? The worst INEC chairman we don't ever get. The worst, worse than you. So this one too, where they come, where they sing new song and all that. Well, now make it. You can say anything, but make it do. Now, if you do, we see what they do and it's good, then we go applaud them. So I'm not hopeful at all because the man we put in there, you know, go put somebody we go come out. No, you know, get that kind of character. You know, get Jonathan character. You know, get you know, go ever put somebody we go do something we go come out. You know, go down. And as he kick this one come out before in full tenure, which has never been done by any president. If he begin misbehave, he can come out. And in any case, now him brother, they speak the same language. So and not true now, it can be denied now. That is not to say that you won't get his brother will go stand tall and say, no, I'll do the right thing. But this one will go they look and to see say not be another Ayoke. You know, remember that Ayoke where they sing that time for Osun State, Ayoke Ole, Ayoke Ole. You know, so we'll see whether this one not going to be another Ayoke. Where you go early in the morning where people they sleep, go declare result. When you're supposed to review, you know, look at some of the complaints that people make. People like you know, where they talk say no, there are issues and all that. So so we'll see whether you know go tell people go to court. Maybe they go find another cliche where they go tell people this time not be go to court. Then they go find with him. Until they go tell Nigerians. So I know they hopeful. I prefer something like option A you know, Mosu say option A what? A4 or A1. Everybody come there, raise your hand. You know, they will count the thing there. No wuru record before everybody. So we have to. Technology is supposed to make things easier and better. But technology, this time we will employ technology. We can't get the worst. This time we will spend so much money, training and all that. Bring all the professors from everywhere, every tower and the ivory and the elephant and the this tower, all of them, bring them together. Now we can't get the worst. So I'm not very hopeful. I'm not very hopeful.
All right, sir.
Yeah.
All right, sir.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Good night.
People they ask you say where they sue you. Say why you no carry and come here, make them see.
I showed them this yesterday now. I won't balance well now. I won't balance well. I just come
You
in.
never chow yet. You never chow yet.
I don't test some, but you know, I never want give you I just want sit down, you know, with my vodka and you know.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
So
I
that
don't know,
tomorrow, God willing, I will give you the gist. Whether the guy pass or be fail. But you know, I go tell you whether not D7 you get to, I've been at A1, we will know.
Thank you.
Okay, good night.
D7, I run away. Thank you so much. Hello, good evening and welcome. Mr. Charles, yes, welcome, sir. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I don't want to talk today. This man just bring out the me today, you know.
Oh, go ahead and talk.
So this man is a very good player. He's a very good talker. I love him a lot. It's like Chilaka.
Thank you, sir.
He said once that we are overripe for revolution, which is very true. Yes, because we have taken a lot of nonsense from these people. You see, we forget one thing. These people, what they call Fulani people, their agenda for Nigeria is too deep. A lot of people don't understand it.
How?
They just want to Islamize Nigeria. You see that Malabi man, Malabi and Patani. Right? Malami and Patani are the two evil geniuses we have in Buhari government.
See, so these people have come out to say several times that there's nothing like Islamization. Say that kind of thing let the feed happen. You know, so they don't talk about it.
How they will tell you they want to go up. They work on, they disguise themselves. That Patani are evil, very evil genius man. That needs NIA to listen like that. They're just to bring full and enter Nigeria. That's the agenda. Because that's one of the easiest way to bring them to give them identity. That's what they did. Yes. And when, as God have it for them, they were storing all those things for Sokoto State. But at the end, it got ravaged out. A lot of things that is happening in Nigeria that we don't know. This man that was talking to me is a very learned man. I love him. So we should open our eyes and don't take this thing with kid gloves anymore. We must learn to come out and fight for our rights. Because the moment judiciary is captured, we are finished, and which is not already. So we need to stand up now. Because there is no more time. These guys are all over. Look, I have a personal friend. When I mean personal, that guy was taken away from the military at a very young age. Was a colonel. He's from Kebbi State. That guy used to discipline Usuka in my final year. I knew him when I was very young. We grew up together at San River. That guy was taken to Damboa. He was killing Boko Haram like no man's business. Buhari has to take him out and retire him. That guy still have about 15 years in the military. They took him out from him. Hassan River, my very good friend from Kebbi State. So these are things that is orchestrated against anybody who is fighting Islamization in Nigeria.
All right, thank you, Mr. Charles.
A lot of us doesn't know these things, but it's time for us to come out and it's time for revolution. Let us stop playing ourselves.
All right, thank
because
you.
These guys are not playing; they are all over in the bushes now. You see that man with that Mashallah that they killed, that CBN deputy governor. He said it now. So a lot of evidence have come out. We should all come out and stand for our rights, or else Nigeria, our industry will be wiped out.
Thank
Please, let that man, I owe that man a vodka.
I go tell him, Barrister Mankio, they say they owe you vodka, vodka, Mr. Charles.
If I go to South Africa, I'm going to book it for him, or Amarula.
So Ingo gets his South African vodka. No problem.
Amarula, anyone.
All right, thank you. All right.
God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Okay, make an enter inside backyard, talk to a few persons. Hello, good evening and welcome. Good evening.
Yeah.
Comparable Facts, aka Mr. Mop.
Hey.
Welcome, sir.
How are you?
I'm great. How about you, sir?
Great. Sorry, I missed your show. You know, I have been on the Eastern time because in America we have about 3 different time. You know, I think right now it's about 6 o'clock here, but normally I talk to you in my own time. You know, over which is about 3 o'clock. You know, in California, but right now it's in the Eastern time, which is about 6 o'clock. But anyway, great, nice to see you.
Nice to meet you.
I've not been following what's going on. I've been busy. Having said that, I just wanted to comment about some of the things going on. And from what I'm hearing, particularly in America, you know, let me talk about this dichotomy going on about this genocide, Christian and something, you know, because what I've been hearing about the Congress in America right now, the issue has pretty much been amplified to a different level right now. I'm scared about what's going on to my country because the Americans, there could be ulterior motive, but not everybody in that sense. But I'm condemning my country. What am I saying is because they are letting what's going on between about the genocidal, going on. Whether it's it tilted towards the Christian, the killing of the Christian or not. I mean, there's two things can be true at the same time. Is Nigerian being exterminated or genocidal, whichever word you want to use? That's true. But are the Christians, being targeted? Yes, they have been targeted. Let's call it what it is by the so-called Muslim jihadists. Mark my word, precious. I'm not trying. I don't like to generalize. I said Muslim jihadists. We know what jihadist stands. They try to exterminate the other group. In order to institute their own ideology. That's pretty much. I mean, what is genocidal? Let's call it what it is. I mean, it's a pretty, easy definition, which is an intentional destroyer for a whole people or part of the people, for whatever motive. It could be ethnic, it could be racial motive. That's actually happening in Nigeria, but they let the foreign people, not just the USA, if you look at what's happening, some people are speaking about it in Europe, even I think the English, they have terrible emotion about what's going on. There's some, like I said, there's some diplomatic or there's some foreign motive behind it too. Maybe because of mineral or whatever, and some other things. But the country has not done anything. Maybe this is a good thing that the foreign people are talking about it. Maybe the government will take action. This has been happening in Nigeria and nobody has been speaking about it. Is it because the foreign people, had made their intent known that the government begin to speak about it? They don't want to speak about it because it's all politics. Let's call it what it is. Tinubu doesn't care about what's going on. He's thinking about, in 2026. It's all about politics at this time. We know exactly what's going on in Nigeria. Nobody can deny that people like Buhari, silently instituted a genocide in Nigeria. Let's call it, silently. I use the word silently. Instituted a genocide because when everything was happening about the, killing and everything, he was very silent. And he definitely silently instituted a genocide in Nigeria. That's what he did, and this has carried on. Tinubu is not going to do nothing. It's all about politics. Whether he knows about what's going on, but he doesn't want to offend that particular part of the country because of our political capital. That's all he care about. And everybody here blaming the USA or whatever. Why are we blaming the USA? When we have Nigerian people, Nigerian pastors, they come, they are complaining. I mean, the world is so global. Look at what have pressure to be exactly. Does Nigeria have a data, to dispute what people are saying? We are basing our analysis based on foreign data. It's the Americans that's keeping the data. Then the PVD said about 600, about 6,000 Christians killed, maybe only 300 Muslim killed. But we know a lot of people have been dying, but we don't have any accredited. We have to go with the data that's available because Nigeria doesn't have any data. All they're going to do is they're going to send people to go lobby for their behalf. Letting the foreign country define the country. This is exactly where we are right now. We are not making any good for ourselves, okay? The reason why I'm laying this out is what I'm seeing in the American Congress. It has gone beyond Ted Cruz because you have other Republican, even Democrat, that has tabled this motion to the Congress.
And not just the Senate, it's also spilled over to your Congress.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. People, you don't know what, I mean, not you. Some people don't know about what's going on. How the world is
reacting. But Nigerian government is opposing it squarely. They oppose them back to back. And I make people like Sultano, Bekoka, all of them not come
out. About that, like the people are not stupid. They have the file. Okay, does Nigerian government have the data to disprove? They don't keep any data to disprove. Say, okay, this killing is general, it's both Eastern and, they don't have the data to disprove that. And they're not talking about it until the foreign people define the situation in Nigeria. Nigeria is a bastardized country. Let's call it what it is. That's where we are not going nowhere. But I wanted to ask the BABARIC of something in reference to River State. Unfortunately, he's not here. That's the reason why I joined,
So yeah, he can. I would ask him if he comes back.
I was going to ask him about how did Wike accumulate such a power in River State and was able to, just take over River State that that it belongs to him or something like that. But I would say that he's not here right now, so I'm not even going to ask. So let me speak briefly about Nnamdi Kanu. people are saying, I like what he's doing. Like I said, I'm not a supporter of Nnamdi Kanu. I never like his modality that he used. During the early time for whatever his rhetoric was. But he hasn't committed any crime more than what they are doing in the north. What is repentant? They are reintegrating into our society. They have committed more crime than Nnamdi Kanu did. And this is not going to be, no matter how you talk about it, it's not going to be a legal system. It's not going to be solved. It's a political system. So it doesn't matter if fire his lawyers or whatever, because they wasn't going to do anything. So he's taking the right step. I'm not saying the step that he's taking. It's a matter of it's an option that was available to him as a last resort. He has to do what he's doing right now because it's a political solution. Like all those people he's called, like Malami and some other people, they're not going to. I doubt if they will show up. But Malami is probably number one. Because of the extraordinary rendition to Nigeria, he knows everything. Can he show up? Maybe do with go to international level. We over here will protest, but he's taking the right step. Legal system is not going to solve the issue in Nigeria. So I kudos to Kanu. I hope if Nigeria is a same country, they should have been able to resolve this politically. But Tinubu, as the leader, with the box stuck with him, is coward enough for political capital. I mean, Nigerian people are not ready for for any kind of protest. I mean, I can understand where they are. If I'm in Nigeria, I'm in a free country where protests and everything is allowed. Maybe that's why I'm thinking like that. But I understand where some people in Nigeria, are coming from because they will use militaries to subjugate, the common people. We need a paradigm shift. This present dispensation, is not going to go anywhere. We need a paradigm shift in order to actualize any kind of what resemble a Nigeria. Because if we keep on going to this trajectory, Nigeria may not survive it. And I'm telling you, all this election we are talking about, this Omotosho that was, INEC person, it doesn't speak. It doesn't mean nothing. It's a matter of action. Tinubu wouldn't have appointed him. Let's call it what it is. You know, Tinubu wouldn't have appointed him. I don't know the man. It's not about being a professor. Well, everything about professor. To get in charge of the election because he's a professor. That does not mean nothing. You know, Tinubu wouldn't have appointed him if Tinubu is not aware that this guy is going to do his bidding. That's just fine. That's what it's for. Forget about all this rhetoric. I call it nonsense. It's a nonsensical, what he did at the National Assembly. Yeah, I said it because they do this like a window dressing. They want to feed you what you want to hear. And that's exactly what Nigeria, is playing right now. So I'm
Okay.
sorry to be so I'm so emotional when I speak about Nigeria because I love my country, but regardless, I'm not going to be one of those people that's going to come here, speak on the same echo chamber where people say praising Nigeria. They don't want to talk about where we're lacking. We always praise ourselves that we have a lot of mineral resources. It's not all about mineral resources. There's a lot of landlocked countries that develop more than Singapore. This will develop more than Nigeria. Look at your Imo that has one of the best natural gas reserve in the world. Where are they? Are they not one of the poorest states? They have not been. It's not about that.
Thank you.
We need to pivot away from this nonsense we are talking about. We boast the highest natural resources. Even Canada, I don't live in Canada, but I know small Canada, Australia, they have more natural resources than us, but they don't depend on it. They don't depend on us. It's about capital investment. That's where human capital development. That's supposed to be the priority of Nigeria. Yeah, resources can come second. So I don't know that, but anyway, Princess, I just want to,
Thank you.
I just want to,
Thank you so
say
much,
how I feel.
Mr.
Okay, I
Mo.
just want to have my say. I appreciate to be on
Thank you.
platform. So I'll be here
Thank you.
tomorrow. I'm back. I'm flying back to my town right now, so I'll be back.
Okay. Okay.
Thanks, Precious.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Mhm.
Thank you. Bye. All right. Okay. Let me see if I can speak to David. David, good evening and welcome.
My sister Precious,
Sir,
good evening.
good evening, sir. How you doing?
You're always pinpointing me.
Ew, remind me where you call from, I beg.
Moscow.
Ew, Moscow Road. Go
Yes,
ahead.
yes, Yeah,
Yes, sir. Go.
I've been watching my head. I've been watching my head because my mental health, because your program is always so emotional. You brought in somebody today that spoke so much. I was just watching myself.
Mm.
My country is on fire. My country is a mess. There is genocide, and that has been happening several years ago. Many of us had an idea, had a feeling that was the issue, but you couldn't even convince the people around you, not to talk of mentioning it outside. And like the last person who spoke here just said, can Nigerian government produce a data to dispute what the foreign governments are saying about the genocide in Nigeria? That this Nigerian government is disputing it. Can they produce any data to empirically dispute what these people are saying? That is the question. Can Nigerian government bring out the data? The answer is no. They are not keeping any data of what is happening in the country. Not even of the other people that they say are dying. Of course, other few persons may have also died as a cause of as a collateral damage sort of in this kind of carnage that has been going on in the country. But there is genocide in the country. That's just the whole truth. If you look at it, it's a system. The people are just literally helpless. Look at the way the man in Port Harcourt spoke. And this is just one thing out of so many issues that you keep hearing here and there about our country. So why not accept the truth? Why are we dancing on the graves of those who are dying helplessly? In just you keep seeing videos in Benue State, you keep seeing. In fact, in Benue State, at a point, the current governor choose not to talk about that matter at all for a long time, close before the Yerewata issue happened. There were people
Yes.
dying 20, 10, 15, those kind of things. He purposely could not even allow the Radio Benue, the media house of the state, to broadcast it, so that maybe he wanted to paint his administration as have solved the issue of insecurity in the state or something. I don't know, but they were not just talking about it. And when he eventually began to talk about it, he said there was skirmishes, just skirmishes here and there, pockets of, that was the language he used, say pockets of killings. And then 2 to 3 weeks or a month thereafter, Yerewata happened. I don't know. Yerewata happened and those kind of things. So it has been there. That's the point I'm making. This thing has been there for several years, even before Otun came. That is in Benue State. Then other parts of the nation, it has been like that for quite a long time. So I wonder why somebody will wake up and say, no, there's no genocide or there's no systematic killing and displacing of Christians in the nation. I wonder what they are talking about, but that is the issue. And some of us are just praying that now that the matter has gained the international traction, there should be a way out of it, so that we can have our people stop being killed like that. That is point number one. I also want to talk about the issue of INEC. There is hope. We are hoping against hope that there may be a change. That the young professor should be somebody different, or should bring in a mindset that we attend to or address the yearnings of majority of helpless Nigerians in a society that is more or less captured. When you talk of judiciary, captured, legislature, one-sided, everything just not people-oriented, just for the few elites. So, but he came on board. Let's see how some of us are, like I said, hoping against hope that there will be a change as a result of his appointment, despite the kind of person that we feel that the president is. We still hope that he will
All
do
right.
something different to bring in to usher in a new government that will be responsive to people's demands.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Are
Thank
you
you
there,
very
sir?
much. Yes, thank you so much.
Hello?
Yes, I can talk to you. I'm still talking. I'm still talking. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Precious. This could be network. Oh. This could be network. I'm still talking. That's purely network. Can you hear me? Yeah, it's network. It's been like this for some time. It's network. Precious. All right. I think the show has ended here. Mm.
Whoa, crazy, man. Crazy. Sincere apologies. I beg, make a just beg on. Sorry. Sincere apologies, please. I'm so sorry. Again, my network just packed up on me. I had to struggle to bring it back. Please, sincere apologies. But we're back, and I just want to say a big thank you to everybody. Thank you for staying back and waiting for me to come back. I wouldn't have left without saying goodbye. So thank you. Thank you so much to everybody who waited for me to come back. I don't know why the network just didn't do me like this. Nah, I know I'll make I commit this network to the hands of God. Yeah, because the thing I don't tire. What is all this? You spend so much to get over 2, 3 internets, and then you still have downtime from time to time. This is really very embarrassing. But I like to say sincere apologies. I beg, not gonna forgive me. No vex. I don't try struggle amount before it packs up again, since it usually packs up late at night like this. Make I pack my luge to go. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to everyone who's been part of the show. Thank you to Barrister Mankey. He's been amazing. Oga Mankey, go don't sleep. Thank you very much for stuff. Barrister Mankey, can you hear us?
Loud and clear.
Hell, thank you. So you waited all this while I was battling the network. Your reward didn't end. Tell me, how do you like your drink? Somebody say go give you South African vodka. You, which brand you want? Do you like them French? Do you like French wine, or how do you
I don't take anything alcohol.
Oh, so what do you like? What do you like? Make a drum for you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So I don't know whether you hear some of the questions people ask here.
Yeah. I have
somebody asked
the
that,
question.
how did Wike gather this
energy
like this?
Let me address that question by that person that the wife has an NGO. Now, you see the issue of mindset, the issue of mindset is the key. Mindset is like your brain box, that is controller. You can't rise above your mindset. You can't act above your mindset. Now, it's like talking about thinking flying internationally, and then you are thinking of Lufthansa, and then other people who are within your environment are thinking about helicopter, because they don't know that helicopter cannot do international flight. They will argue very forcefully, because any attempt to move to your altitude of thought will break their leg. Now, branch of a tree, and you make the mistake of bringing up somebody to a branch, that person may break his leg when he's coming down, because since he doesn't know how to climb, he will want to jump down, and that jumping down may do him harm. So people within these communities who are victims of these things that are going on, when the information, because sometimes you should not blame them. Let me give this psychology. This is how it happens. When, for instance, they give amplify it. Of course, if, like I was talking about this evening, anybody who's from River State may have an idea of the area, because I mentioned Abara Eche. They have an idea of the place. It's subject to intersubjectivity. It's something that is verifiable. It's not hidden. So people can say, they can resonate with what I'm saying. Yeah, what that guy is saying is true. It's true. In fact, there was a time that the women were so helpless, they had to protest to the chairman of the local government. What would the chairman do? You understand it? So when they get reports that, okay, so place is mentioned, they will have a renewed attack. Oh, people went and reported us, they will come under renewed attack. So the people feel that instead of a situation wherein they are, reporting to any NGO who now amplify it and bring further misery to them. Because when this attack is coming, the NGO is not there to protect them. Because what paramount importance to them is their protection. So that is where the mix-up is coming from. That is where these people, based on their level of reasoning and capacity, are looking at issues of life from. Why the NGO is looking at it from a larger perspective, they can tell them, please endure. No matter what will happen, we are looking at a situation wherein something better will come up. I will tell you straight that I'm deeply disappointed, and I'm going to pray for Kuka that God will cause him to understand. If he understands the kind of crisis that people have gone through, like the example I gave, it's very simple. I said, look, of all the Islamist group that have been springing up every day, how many is a Christian terror group? No one. What is the purpose? What is the drive of the, one of the callers mentioned that deputy central bank, that deputy central, that man that was killed, Melemafa also, that was killed, that gave a lot of expose about some of their captured commanders who opened up and told them how and their mission. Their mission is to take over the land of the indigenous people and then Islamize the country. When they Islamize the country, is it only Sultan of Sokoto that will be the head? So he should not tell me, he should stop that shenanigan. For me, I don't have any problem of religion. When I was in the university, I had Muslim friends from Gambia. When they travel, they don't even allow fellow Muslims to stay in their place. We were friends. I stay in their place till they come back. Why? I don't have any problem with them bowing down to Allah. They don't have any problem with me going to church. This only come about as a result of the capacity of my mind development. You see what's happening between Shewore and Nnamdi Kanu, right? Yes. That is the power of intellectualism. Like you are now, irrespective of the part of Nigeria you come from, the moment you cross the border, you will meet somebody from Kanuri, somebody from the north, and he's from Nigeria. You will become friends. That's our international level. That's the way life operates. That's why you see these, our ruiners, the political class, at the point where they borrow money and share. Religion does not matter. Tribe does not matter. All these mundane consideration that they are using to divide us don't matter to them.
Because now both Christian Muslims, everybody, now then they follow Luther, so
good. Until you get to that level of understanding. So it is this backlash that is making the people to say, instead of us dying more, why don't you leave us alone? I'm very happy that now most of the relations of Nigerians who are here are taking up the matter at the American level. And look, Coca, I have respect for him, but please, he should not sound political on this issue. He should not sound politically correct. He should not tend to sound politically correct on this matter. Enough is enough. I'll give you my own practical example. My people have been killed. These people will bring their cattle into people's farm. If you challenge them, they kill you. I'm telling you. I'm not telling you stories. So, Kuka should just be very careful. He should be careful. You see, I was watching a documentary some time ago, and that was one prayer I made about Rivers State. I said, God should bring help from anywhere. I watched a documentary of one animal like that. They were drinking water, and crocodile caught one of them on the shoe of the leg, and the crocodile held tight. It did not want to let go. As it will struggle to the shore to pull out, the crocodile will take advantage of its familiarity with the terrain and will pull it into the water. And suddenly, from a far distance, two hippopotamus were just watching at what was going on. They were watching at the fight from a safe distance. After the struggle continued and this animal never gave up, the crocodile started movement. They first of all moved. And with their massive capacity, they send ripples of water, wave. They moved first step, they stopped. The wave came. They were watching what would be the reaction. They moved the second time. The wave was more massive to see what would be the reaction of the crocodile. Nothing was going on. The third time, they were at a close range. They moved together and pushed the animal and the crocodile. The crocodile landed on the shore. The crocodile had no alternative than to let go that animal. And God did that to Rivers State. I will say God answered my prayer by raising Shewore. You notice that the rise of Shewore against Wike weakened him in Rivers State.
He did.
When he exposed his deals. Now, let me come from this angle to answer the question about how he did. You know, I call him, I give it to him. He's a master strategist, but unfortunately in evil. You notice that what brought Rivers State to global limelight that made Rivers State the World Book capital was the part of the structure that Amechi put on the ground. Part of it was the model secondary school. The one that was vibrant and active then, they named it after a Rivers daughter who was an ambassador to whether Trinidad and Tobago or so, Ambassador Nnekrubo.
Yes, he was.
They named that model secondary school after her. By this time, that place would have been a skyline of development because of how rapid that school was going, because it was manned by Indians. The first thing Wike did when he came into office, he strategically knew what that thing would do to Rivers State in terms of revival. He shut down that school. That was the first thing he did.
Okay.
And to show the extent of his wickedness, he handed over the entire structure and the land to Navy, Nigerian Navy. Some time ago, I went to Berundoki. To my shock, Wike also handed over the one that is in Berundoki to the Navy. That is what. So this man is a strategic thinker. This man he brought to Rivers State to take over Rivers State as sole administrator. That Navy man, he had this alliance with the Navy, with the military, long time ago. It's not today, he started. Now, the first thing he did that brought him into favor with Tinubu was the rigging of the election of Rivers State. Rigging Peter Obi in favor of Tinubu. Tinubu had no place in Rivers State in terms of the election. Ask anybody. I went out to vote that day, though I was disenfranchised at the end of the day, but we knew how the vote went. So that was what he did. He rigged the election. With what is happening now, we know that all that happened, I can clearly say that what happened was, I will blame the justice of the Supreme Court, whether they wrote the judgment for them or they wrote it themselves. That is not my business. It is deemed that they are the one who wrote the judgment that was delivered on the 9th day of September 2023. It's their business. That was the day that they sold out the soul of this country. That was when the judiciary capture was accomplished. And so all that is happening now is a walkover. So that is how he gained the control that he had in this place. It was the president that was behind all that Wike was doing here. Even Akpabio supported it. Even Attorney General supported it. All is the president. There was a particular video I did which I zero on that. It is the president that was behind the whole thing. And I don't know how it's going to happen, but God knows how he does his own thing. When he destroyed that in Rivers State here, shut down the Songhai farm, shut down the Buguma farm. You know, there are a lot of things he did here. He came up, shut down the foreign scholarship, and claimed that courses like medicine, law, and the rest of them can be done here. Why are they setting up foreign scholarship? After all those Bobo Jews talk, he now sent his own son to go and read law in London. And then, when this Fubara came up, part of the problem he had with Fubara never borrowed any money. Internally generated revenue, because Rivers State is one of the skyline states outside Lagos or Abuja. You can't go far, it will be Port Harcourt. So they say no money here. And that thing exposed that he created a conduit, criminal financial pipeline that he was draining the money of Rivers State. For the first time, when he was in office, the IGI never reached 15 million. It never reached. But the governor was raising close to 30 million or billion or whatever per month. And these were part of the problem he had. He felt he was being exposed. And he started the crisis. And I hope that Rivers will wake up. Because what happened is unfortunate that the judiciary is dead. The judiciary is dead. Do you know that for 6 months, Supreme Court could not deliver judgment in respect of Rivers State? It is now that the state of emergency has ended that I'm hearing that the Supreme Court is now reserving judgment. God will punish them.
Thank you,
I'm very
sir.
sorry to say that.
Thank you so much.
Their day of judgment.
Let me just thank you. I have to release you because time is so fast spent.
It's all
However,
right.
you still owe us that response on how Wike gathered so much, energy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It is through fraud. It is through the rigging of the president.
Yay.
Rivers State was one of the states that made him president, and it was through that rigging. Do you understand it?
He was also able to. How did he succeed in rigging for the president if he rigged? That's the question. How did he have that clout? How did he manage?
I can tell you. For the 8 years he was here, it was 8 years of terror. You know, he is. See, let me tell you, one critical thing I have learned about him. I've decided to study him. Be very careful about the character of people. People don't change. Pay attention to the character of anybody you are dealing with. People rarely change, particularly adults. Go into his history and know who he was. He was an Agbero at the motor park. And even when he was chairman of Obi, he was responsible for the relocation of Mechirin from Port Harcourt to Ghana. Mechirin had to leave on his account. So this thing is doing, it did not start today. You see this greed. He claimed that his father was a chairman of companies. His father was never a chairman of a single company. He should mention the company that the father was a chairman of. Let him mention where he made his money from outside the looting of public treasury. Nowhere. And we are in a very fair system that people can do things without any fear that they will be called to account. But I believe that one day, somehow, this thing they are pushing in America will affect people like him. All their assets will be freezed. So that's why you see Akpabio behaving like a fresh plant at the bank of fresh water. They are so afraid because all of them, they are going to list them. They will release all their names. The ones that they send, United Arab Emirates send to Nigeria, the sponsors of terrorism in Nigeria. Most of these politicians, they are behind the killing of their people. They will mention all their names. That's why you see them jolted, they are afraid. Because what they are trying to do in America, that's why I'm very worried about Kuka. I hope Kuka knows what he's doing. I hope he's not going to fall into the circle of Adeboye. Because see, let me tell you, I am a disciple of what we call liberation theology, powered by Martin Luther King Jr. That's where I belong. I insist that the level of poverty in Nigeria is not, God is not responsible for it. God is not happy about the situation in Nigeria. Even I think Elijah or Elisha, the Zarephath woman, when the son died, God did not reveal it to Elijah. So a man of God can be manipulated. They are human beings. They did the same thing under Buhari. They asked them to bring somebody. They bring Professor Osibanjo. See how Buhari mess up Osibanjo. That tells you that no matter how high a number is, if you multiply it by 0, it will give you 0. When Osibanjo, as acting president, wanted to set up modular refineries in the oil-producing areas so as to bring economic revival in those areas, suddenly Buhari, who was sick on hospital bed, suddenly woke up and came back to Nigeria and shut down the project. So these people have an agenda that consistently followed. And until you are able to understand these things and how they are moving with it, you will not understand. You will just look at it from the surface. Many people will not understand where Sultan of Sokoto is coming from.
All right.
When you watch their body language and their reaction, you will know where they are and the interest they have. As he is very, very impressed about anything that will lead to Islamization of Nigeria.
Hey.
I challenge him. I have said it again. All the Islamist group, they have an agenda. Let the Sultan of Sokoto mention their ultimate agenda. If he said they are not targeting Christians, by the time Nigeria is Islamized, where is the place of Christianity? This is the larger picture that we should look at. All the groups that are springing up, okay, why are they not designated terrorist group? It is for Islamic gain. So people should wake up and engage their brain and see the larger picture. Don't be deceived. Why would people like Kuka fall into the question of saying it's not targeted at Christians? That is a very lame argument. We are saying, look at what is coming out of Benue. Look at what is coming out of Jos. Look at what is coming out of other areas. Look at under Buhari, how people like Professor Nwabwe is the fought till he died. Buhari will come from another angle, how to bring in these Fulani cattle rearers into our communities. Cattle, they said they should be and they said no. Where is such a thing done in the 21st century?
Thank you so much. So it's almost midnight. Let me let you go. Thank you so immensely.
It's all right.
Kai, God bless you, sir. Thank you so much. Looking forward to having you again another time. Good night, sir. God bless you. Your reward day on earth, you know, day for heaven. Sure. Thank you so much. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. All right, Nigerians, thank you so much. Ensure to go follow Barrister Mankio. Remember, make I even show you there in Facebook. So he's on Manki Tenan Abdubari. That's so he did for Facebook. So I'm not gonna go follow him there. I love on a plenty. Thank you so much to everyone who's been part of the show. It's been an incredible night. Incredibly amazing night. Thank you so much. See you again tomorrow evening, God willing. For now, protect your mental health. Good night and God bless you. Thank you so much. Bye.